Okay, 1 minute has passed. Then let's start this webinar. Yeah, hello and welcome to our Bali and Sri Lanka webinar. I'm your host for today. I'm Cindy, and I've been working for Asia Exchange for almost 3 years now, and I'm also a former Asia Exchange student. So I've been abroad to Bali, Indonesia during my bachelor's for a semester. That was back in 2017. I know quite some time has passed since then, but I can still give you some insights from my personal experience and tell you a little bit about living in Bali and how the entire process with Asia Exchange works. And yeah, today everything is about the two tropical islands, Bali and Sri Lanka, very different in size, but still they have a lot of similarities. Both islands are, for example, packed with really stunning beaches, very delicious food, and rich culture. And I can't stress enough the warm hospitality in both countries. And yeah, we are not wasting any time, and we will jump right into the presentation you should see on my screen. And yeah, here we go. Okay, and I saw my special guest of today just joined. I was already a little panicking because she was not here yet, but now she also joined. But yeah, more on that a little later. So we will go through the agenda real quick. First, I'm going to tell you a bit about who we are as Asia Exchange, what our service includes, and so on and so forth. Then, of course, very important and interesting for you guys is probably the application process, how everything works, how to prepare for going to Bali, to Sri Lanka, a little bit about budget planning, and then, of course, we will also talk about life in Bali, life in Sri Lanka, everything about safety, activities, and also housing, how to find accommodation. And then we will share some must-dos and don'ts, some hot tips, and I'm pretty sure my special guest can also give you some nice insights since she has been to Bali just recently. At the very end, we will have some time to answer all of your questions. Please, like during the presentation, I will not go into the chat, but if you have or if like questions popping up while I'm presenting, then please use the chat function and not the Q&A function so I don't have to jump back and forth. And then at the end, we will go through all the questions and answer them. Yeah, first of all, about who we are. Who is Asia Exchange? So we were established in Finland back in 2007 by two former exchange students, Tuomas and Harri. Those two guys wanted to study abroad in Asia. However, they did not want to go through their home university because they did not have any interesting partnerships for them to offer. So they decided to do everything by themselves, and they noticed it's pretty complicated if you don't have any help. So they decided they want to establish Asia Exchange and create a pathway to Asia. And you can see since then a lot has changed. We do not only have Asian host universities, but also host universities outside of Asia by now under the name Beyond Abroad. And we are proud to be the most affordable study abroad provider out there and also the most international. We have sent abroad over 10,000 students so far from over 125 countries. And yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of you are at different stages of your application, and I hope I can pick you up all at like some point. But if you haven't applied yet, then here are some good reasons why you should do it with Asia Exchange and Beyond Abroad. So first of all, we have a very simplified admissions process. When you apply with us, it's very straightforward and easy. You can find all the documents you need, which are really just a handful of documents and easy to get on our website. And then if you've been on our website, you've probably seen the big Apply Now button. You click that button, you upload all the documents, give us some information. Everything is electronic. And then within 24 hours, we can give you your secured study placement at your desired host university. Second of all, we don't have any quotas and no limited study places, meaning you can apply together with a friend in case you do not want to go on this journey alone. We do have discounted tuition fees, and this means it's always more affordable to go abroad with us than applying directly to our host universities. We also do have late application deadlines. This means if you maybe missed your home institution's application deadlines for a semester abroad, you're still having the chance to go with us. We accept students up until 3 months before the semester starts. All of our courses that are taught at our host universities are taught in English, so everyone can follow. And we offer 70 different study fields in total, so I'm pretty sure we can find something for every one of you. At our host universities, you can do up to 36 European credits per semester. And we do have study abroad expertise, obviously, since we're doing this since 2007. And we do also have local presence. All of our partner universities have like a person assigned to our Asia exchange students to take care of you guys in case you have an emergency on site. And we're always here to support you. So your first touch point now is me. And you can always reach out to me with all of your questions. And I can also give you a consultation in German, for example, if you feel more comfortable talking in your mother tongue. And we also have colleagues from all around the world. So you can also get consultation in French, English, of course, Finnish. Yeah. You name it, just shoot us a message and we will find you the right person to talk to. And then, as said, we always have local representatives or people also, like part of our team is sitting in Asia. Here we have Lintang, our head of admissions, and also a local coordinator in Bali. And Lintang can answer all of your questions that you have regarding courses, for example, in Bali, the different universities. And he is the right person to contact after you've applied. Same goes for Katharina. She is our local coordinator for Sri Lanka. So if you have any questions regarding courses or the university there, please reach out to her. And then the entire Asia Exchange and Beyond Abroad team is, of course, there for you. If it's about like submitting some documents or you have general questions or need some more information, then please shoot a message to info@Asia Exchange and we will get back to you ASAP. What can you expect when you go abroad with Asia Exchange? So here's a little overview of our service in different stages. Before the study abroad program, I mentioned a couple times now, you have the chance to just get a free consultation, not only one, but as many as you need to make the right decision. We established the channel between you and your chosen host universities, meaning we are like the middleman. All contact or every communication goes through us, which makes it really easy and straightforward to you. We have that very simple application procedure. We are also allowed to accept students on behalf of our students, meaning we can just process your applications really fast and you will get your seating at your desired destination real quick. We will also send you the acceptance letters. This is a document you need to apply, for example, for visa or any scholarships, for example. And when it comes then to applying for visa, we are also there to help you in case you have any questions. And you will also receive information about the destination you've chosen from us. And we always host those pre-departure webinars where you get some insights into the study program, you get some guides and some information you need, like, for example, course selection or how things work at the university. And then during your study abroad program, we are there at the very beginning. We have our orientation activities at the destinations. So part of our team will be there and we'll always organize some really fun parties or activities. Of course, nothing is mandatory, but it's a great way to just connect with other international students as well, of course. And we do offer also charity visits and company meetings in case you want to expand your network and look for some opportunities to maybe also work abroad at some point. And we have our customer service and on-site representatives, always there for you in case of emergencies. And once you come back from your semester abroad, we just collect some feedback. Of course, improvement is always important. And then the most important document, we will send you their transcript of records, which allows you to get the courses or achievements you did abroad accredited at your home institution. And I already announced it, but I have a special guest, and I'm so happy she is here. It's Lucia, and maybe Lucia, you want to introduce yourself to the audience?
Hi everyone. Well, I hope it's working. Do you hear me?
Yes, I
Yeah?
hear you. Yes.
Okay. Um, so yeah, my name is Lucia. I am 24 now and I study international communication. So it's already I'm super interested in everything what is on a global scale. Um, I've actually been to Costa Rica a year and did a voluntary service before Asia Exchange, before my experience with Asia Exchange. And during my studies, I decided to do a second minor. And I found Asia Exchange through a friend and decided because I wanted always to go to Bali to just experience it. So why not combine both? Study there and experience Bali at the same time. So I applied and that was already half a year ago, I think. So yeah, I went to Bali to study there. It was an amazing experience. I was at the Udayana University. Um, and yeah, I don't know. Do you want me to already go deeper or just a little introduction?
A little introduction is fine for now. We will definitely go a little
Okay.
deep later. But yeah, Lucia, you missed the first part, but I'm also a former Udayana exchange student. So yeah, we have a lot of
Hmm.
experience and can share it with our audience then later. And you can
Amazing.
also
Yeah.
find Lucia's contact details at the very bottom of this presentation. So make sure if you have any questions to also reach out to her directly, and maybe you get a good glimpse or an insight into her life in Bali when you look at her Instagram. Okay, now getting to the most interesting part of this presentation, probably for all of you. We're going to talk about the study abroad preparation for Bali and Sri Lanka, what you need to know, what you need to take care of. First of all, or the first and most important step is finishing your application. So choose your host university and finalize it. And if you need help with that, as said, please reach out to us. I highly recommend just having a counseling session with us. It always helps clarifying some questions and really making the right choice. After you've picked your host university, also make sure to check the course lists because course accreditation is an important thing as well. We will help you find suitable courses, but you will need to sign like a learning agreement at your home university with your, for example, faculty coordinator, just to make sure that when you come back, you will get your courses accredited. Once this is all done, you can start focusing on visa. And for Bali, it's a little more, not really complicated, but maybe unconventional. So for Bali, you need the social cultural visa, with which you can stay for 60 days. This means it will not last you for the entire time of the semester abroad. So with like during your time, you will definitely have to extend your visa on site. And all of our partner universities in Bali are working together with an agency. You'll find them all on our website. There are like guides from all the different agencies, and it will explain to you how it all works. But just keep in mind when we also jump to the next point about budgeting and financing that the visa is quite expensive. So the first visa round is like 350 US dollars, and then you have to extend it, which can be another 120 US dollars. So just make sure to keep that in mind. For summer school students who want to go to Bali, your like a visa on arrival is enough. And when you enter Indonesia on a visa on arrival, it costs you like 35 US dollars. And same goes for Sri Lanka. For Sri Lanka, you will also just need like a visa on arrival, cost around 50 US dollars. And when you're in Sri Lanka, you will have to then extend it, which is pretty easy though. Talking about budget planning and financing, definitely look for scholarships. I know we always have a lot of Germans here. So for the Germans, there is, for example, DAAD. They offer different scholarships for different study fields. So make sure to check it out. And then you can also check POMAS, which is often offered by your home institution's international office. So get your information there. And again, for the Germans here, there is the foreign student loan called Auslands-BAföG. And even if you don't receive Inlands-BAföG, please make sure to at least give it a shot, because it's more likely that you will receive that. And for the other nationalities we have here, I'm pretty sure you also have foreign student loans or something. And if you need more information on that, then please just reach out to us, and we have our experts here. Then about insurance, travel arrangements, and so on and so forth. Please make sure you have health insurance and travel insurance. It's not only recommended, it is mandatory. And there are no mandatory vaccinations, but please still make sure that your basic vaccinations are up to date, like measles, for example. And then it would be also smart to maybe get rabies vaccination or hepatitis A at least. So yeah, just check with your doctor, or also look at the website of the Federal Foreign Office from your hometown and make sure that you are safe and good to go. And then you should also start looking for accommodation, and for the different destinations, Bali and Sri Lanka, it's a bit different, but we will talk about that later on as well. Moving on, now first we will concentrate on Bali and our partner universities there. So in Bali, we have 3 different partner universities. First of all, it's the Warmadeva University. All of the 3 universities have a different focus, and Warmadeva is a distinguished private university in Bali. And they are known for their international outlook and strong emphasis on business and sustainability studies. Then the second one, Udayana University, which is really close to my heart because I've studied there as well. It's located in Jimbaran. So while Warmadeva, for example, was in the capital, Denpasar, close to the international airport, Jimbaran is more down south. And it's renowned as the leading public university in Bali, particularly esteemed for its programs in social sciences and its strong cultural foundation. And I also always recommend this university for those students coming from that background. I also studied cultural studies, so it made sense for me to choose this university. Moving on, last but not least, the Undiknas University, also located in Denpasar. Its focus, or it is a recognized university, a very recognized one, and it's a private one, particularly valued for its practice-oriented approach in business and IT with a modern and career-focused curriculum. Some more in detail information. So about Warmadeva University, you can get a maximum of 36 European credit points here. They offer bachelor and master level courses. They also offer gap years. So maybe you just finished high school or you're in between bachelor and master and look for something to do, then this would also be an option for you. And this is the only university in Bali that is offering summer and winter schools. In case you're interested to be a little productive over summer, this would be a good choice, but I will also explain more about the summer school on the next slide. Semester dates are, with all of our partner universities in Indonesia, quite the same. So this one is running from August to December, or then from March to July. Application deadline, as said, they're pretty close to semester start. So if you want to apply for the fall semester this year, you can still do that until the end of July. And for the spring semester, it would be, or sorry, for the next 2026 semester would be end of February. And the different study fields they're offering are like international business, marketing, tourism, politics, organizational development and HR, entrepreneurship, environmental sustainability, Indonesian language and culture. This is the summer school I was talking about. So you can get a max of 12 European credit points here. It has bachelor and master level courses available and 2 different modules. So you can go to Bali for 2 weeks or for 4 weeks during the summer. An application deadline is mid of June. Study fields they're offering here is Indonesian language, culture, tourism, business, and entrepreneurship. So a little more limited. Moving on to Udayana University. Here you can also get 36 ECTS, and they offer bachelor and master courses courses as well. Also offer the gap year, and the semester dates are like a little later. It's starting in September and runs up until December. For the different study fields, they offer international business, international relationship, entrepreneurship, social sciences, environmental sustainability, and mandatory is Indonesian language and culture. And here, the Undignas University, it's ranked the best private university in Bali. You can get a maximum of 30 UCTS here. They have bachelor level courses only. They have an engineering program, and they do offer a full degree in management or accounting in case you're interested in that, but bachelor level. Semester dates, again, quite the same. And for the study fields, they have like more focus on business management, communication and marketing, cross-cultural understanding, organizational behavior, Indonesian language. Again, this is mandatory at all of our partner universities in Indonesia. They have high focus on culture, and then statistics, accounting, and engineering. So next slide is going to be a video, and I'm very sorry if you can't hear the audio, then please just enjoy the visuals. It's made by our former exchange students, and you get a good idea of what your life in Bali could look like. And yeah, latest when our marketing team is editing this recording of this webinar, they will add the music as well. So later on you can enjoy it in its full beauty. But yeah, bear with me, please. Just enjoy the video. Yeah, that's it for the video. And I hope you all feel more excited about a chance of studying in Bali now. But moving on, very important life in Bali. And I'm sure Lucia had also some comments to make here, maybe. But you see the map of Bali here, and you can see where our different host universities are located. It's a bit crowded, sorry, but most things are happening in the south of Bali. So we can see that Warmadeva University and Undignas University are close to or in Denpasar, where you would arrive with the airplane. So this is like the bigger city there. And then Udayana University down south. Like when you go with a scooter, for example, it can take you like 40 minutes or even more to go down, just because the traffic is unpredictable and can be very busy at times. Yeah. But regarding living expenses, what can you expect? So Bali is cheaper than Europe, but Western style like restaurants and accommodation, they can be quite expensive, while when you stick to local food, it's very affordable. So if you go to a proper location, like a restaurant, not like a street food type of it's called warung, then you can expect to pay around $350 to $1050. And regarding rent, this also depends highly on where you're staying. So yeah, you can see here on the map, very famous areas are, for example, Canggu. It's like a very hip and trendy area with a lot of cute cafes. It's a really nice area, but rent can be a lot higher here. Same goes for Seminyak. I would recommend not staying at Kuta. It's like a party area, and there is party all the time. So Except you're really into that, then I would suggest just staying away from that area. But then down south in Jimbaran, where Udayana University is located, in Uluwatu, you will find really nice housing there as well, and it's a little more affordable. And in terms of what you're paying for rent, it can really vary between $250 to $550, really depending on where you're staying. For example, I was staying at a homestay and I paid 210 euros. But then I had friends staying at those so-called shared villas. It's really a little villa. It's a big house with multiple rooms, and they were sharing it with like 5 to 7 people. And they had a pool, they had cleaning service, so it's a very comfortable life. But then you can also expect to pay like $550 for your room. But yeah, very different. It really depends on what you prefer. Their apartments, their homestays, and we can definitely help you to find the right accommodation for you. Getting around is a little more complicated if you want to do it via public transport. I would not recommend it. There are some buses going, but you really do not want to use them. Traffic is very busy, but if you feel comfortable, then you can try renting your own scooter. That's how most of our students are getting around. That's also how I did it back then. Just make sure you have proper health insurance and travel insurance in case of an accident, so that you're covered. And please have also a valid driver's license, and also get the international driver license. You will need it if you rent a scooter in Bali. Then popular areas for students.
Okay.
Yeah, please
Sorry.
go. No, go
No,
ahead.
just yeah, with the scooter, because I was really scared before going to Bali that the case might be that I have to drive my own scooter. But Asia Exchange also has we had a training session, so I did it step by step, also related to the housing option, because in the beginning I lived in Canggu with a friend because she was actually doing an internship for Asia Exchange. So we were living together, but it was quite far from university. So the first days I took a Gojek or a bolt, it's like a Bolt, but a motorbike, to every day to Udayana, and it takes like 1.5 hours. And once I was able to drive my own scooter, it was still, yeah, every day I woke up at 6 to drive with the scooter 1.5 hours, every day drive back. So it's quite exhausting. And yeah, so I think it's very important also to make sure to keep that in mind, that maybe it's better to live a bit closer to university, because yeah, after months I also decided then to move to Uluwatu, which is super nice. Canggu's, as you said, like really the hipster, and it's super nice as well. But maybe if you're at Udayana, it's better to search for something more close. And Uluwatu is beautiful. Just yeah, I just wanted to mention that.
No, very, very important. Also, when I wanted to talk about popular areas, I stayed at Jimbaran exactly for that reason. I wanted to have a short way to university in the morning. However, it's also important to mention that courses or classes are happening from Monday till Wednesday. So you would only have to commute for 3 days. But of course, as Lucia also said, it can be very tiring. There is a saying in Indonesian, you will get old on the streets, and that's just because during rush hours, it's horrible to go on the main road, like the Sunset Road that connects the north and the south. So make sure to make the right decision here for you. Yeah, but let's move on to the next slide so we're not running out of time. What to do in Bali? Yeah, of course, this is also really interesting always for our students to know. If you can try surfing, or if you're willing to learn, I can tell it's very hard. It was really tough, but definitely have a good chance to learn it while you're in Bali. Yeah, there are really nice diving spots as well in Bali. So I've always seen a lot of sea turtles when I not even went diving, but also just when I went snorkeling around the small islands. It's really nice. You can do temple visits. There are a lot of them in Indonesia. So Indonesia is a Muslim country. However, Bali is practicing Hinduism. So you will also find little offerings everywhere, and it's yeah, really, really nice to just see, and maybe you also get to witness some of their traditional festivals and practices. There are a lot of yoga retreats, so if you're into that, then definitely go to Ubud, which is like in like a little over like Denpasar. And there's also the famous Sacred Monkey Forest, if you want to see those monkeys running around stealing people's stuff, cheeky monkeys. But yeah, that's very famous for tourists to do as well. And then every time I come to Bali, I go up Mount Batur. That's one of my favorite things to do. There's a really nice sunrise hike that you can do. And there's also a bigger mountain, or I should call it like volcano. Those are two active volcanoes actually. And there's like an even bigger one, Mount Agung, and you can also do a hike up there. Takes a lot more time though, but if you're really sporty and active, go check it out. And then another activity that I really enjoy doing is just island hopping. There's so many little islands around Bali and also bigger islands. You can also go to the next big island of Indonesia, which is Java, and explore that. Yeah, there's a lot to do. And since you probably only have classes from Monday to Wednesday, that leaves you with a lot of time to go explore. Lucia, do you have any favorite things to do in Bali?
So many. I don't know where to start. Well, for me, I love food. And really they have, well, in Bali you have everything. You can eat the rainbow every day, from smoothie bowls to really good and very healthy options as well. I enjoyed it so much to go to Warung Local. I don't know if you know it, but the local restaurant, you have two of them. Also, one in Uluwatu is my absolute favorite place. Um, but yeah, as you said, I also went to Gili Island, so island hopping, exploring a little, because it can be quite exhausting after some time in Bali, because it is yeah, with the traffic, you're inhaling the clouds, and it is fun. I can't imagine how to drive differently now, because it's really fun to drive through that street. But it was good for me to also, calm down a little bit without any motorbikes, because on Gili Island they only have horses and you ride a bike. So it's quite cool to explore some different places around Bali as well, but still in Indonesia, I mean. So yeah, that was definitely something super nice. I did a snorkeling tour there and just biking around every island. You have Gili T, Gili Air, Gili Mano, the honeymoon island, and I just went by myself. That's also something I discovered solo traveling. It's amazing. Just taking your scooter, go to the north, see where it takes you, and yeah, these were some things I really enjoyed.
Yeah, absolutely. And the north of Bali is very different from the south, in my opinion, or is more green, more jungle-ish. So really go explore the entire island. About do's and don'ts, I mentioned it. They're very religious in Bali, so please show your respect for Balinese culture. As mentioned, they have the little offerings sitting everywhere and also on the street. Make sure to not step on them. If you go visit some temples, make sure to cover your knees. There's the so-called sarong, like a skirt that you can just put around your legs and shoulders as well. And yeah, remove your shoes before entering temples or religious sites. When you go to class, please also make sure to not just walk in there with your flip-flops coming from the beach, but put on proper shoes, put on a proper shirt, cover your shoulders at least, your knees. Greet people with a smile and a slight bow. It's very polite. And when bargaining, just be polite. Bargaining is a part of Indonesia, and just avoid being too aggressive and just stay nice. It's so common sense. About don'ts, what to not do in Indonesia. Hand things over with your left hand. It's or don't do it. It's considered unclean. So, and don't get into angry or engage in loud arguments. But yeah, again, just common sense, and don't disrespect the temples or religious sites. Do you have any other tips this year?
Yes, from my own experience, because I found out that, or as I'm German, so as a German, our teacher, well, context, she explained a story, so that one of her students had a scooter accident, and he was laughing about it. And for me, immediately I thought, this is super disrespectful. How can she do that? But I knew that this professor is a very nice person. So I, instead of, just letting my culture bias going through, I asked another teacher and another student why she did it, why she explained it that way. And that way I found out that it's actually part of the culture to, when you're scared of something or you really want to warn people, that you do it with humor, because it's quite important to smile as well, as you said. That yeah, she actually tried to warn us that this will not happen to us in this way. So it's super important to not stick to your own cultural bias sometimes, and just what you're used to, have it in mind and be like, this is a disrespectful point, but really try to question the other culture bias. So why does she actually why is she telling in this way now? Because it comes from the culture. So questioning things, especially in school or when you're with friends, and I found out it's okay to ask questions. You can go to your professors or to Balinese people and ask them, hey, is it how I understand it, or how is this meant to be? And yeah, that was for me, it was a learning by doing thing, but I think it's super important to share that with you, because it can actually prevent misunderstandings and anger or something. Yeah, just to have that in mind, I think is important.
Yeah, that's a very valuable experience and comment you made here. So always remember, traveling is not always fun, and stuff can happen, but traveling is always an experience, whether that be good or bad, but you will definitely take something home with you after that. But moving on. So yeah, now we talk about Sri Lanka as well. It's a new partner university of ours. So the Sri Lanka Institute of Information and Technology, and is a very prestigious university for IT, engineering, and business. And with its home being Sri Lanka, you will get great education while spending your semester abroad in a tropical paradise with, again, stunning beaches, rich wildlife, and so much to do, because Sri Lanka is 11 times bigger than Bali. Yeah, tough decision to make here, Bali or Sri Lanka. But move on about the university. So we call it short SLEET, and it is located close to Colombo in Sri Lanka. The maximum credits you can get here will depend on which program you choose. And while at our other host universities, you can always crisscross pick your courses, here you really have to choose one program or study field and stick to it. They offer bachelor and master level courses though. Semester dates are from a bit different than what you're maybe used to in our European universities, but it's like February to June or July till November, and the application deadline is end of January or then mid of June. So here again, you have still time to apply. Regarding study fields, here we have computing, engineering, business, humanities, and sciences. And about life in Sri Lanka. So Sri Lanka is more affordable than many Western countries, as you might have expected. And it's also more affordable than Bali is, because it's just not that touristy as Bali is yet. But the local food is budget friendly. It varies. It could be $150 to $3 US. Rent is cheaper than in Bali for sure. So you can find, depending on the location, again, you can find very nice apartments for $150 US up until $500 US for really fancy ones in Colombo. Here on the map, however, you can see that Sleet is actually a little outside of Colombo, like a suburb. It's called Malabar. And we would recommend you to actually not stay in Colombo. It's more expensive, and then you would always need to commute. And this can, again, same as with Bali, the traffic is unpredictable. So just stay close to Malabe and you will be fine. And in terms of housing options, our partner university, they also offer private housing facilities. They work together with some landlords and yeah, they'll make sure you find something close by. Getting around in Sri Lanka with public transport, you can do that. There are those so-called tuk-tuks that you just jump in and they will drive you wherever, and it is very cheap. For like a ride of like 15 minutes, you will pay like €1. And then you can also rent the scooters as with Bali, just go around the island with the scooter. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, it's the best way to enjoy your stay there, I would say. Regarding popular areas, as said, stay around campus. It's the easiest. And here in Sri Lanka at SLEET, you will have courses from Monday to Friday, so it makes sense to be close to campus. But then during your free time, make sure to go to other cities as well. For example, Gale, they have like really nice diving and snorkeling spots. There are beautiful beaches down there. And yeah, actually on the next slide, I can show you. Because you've probably seen on Instagram this train ride. It's the 9-arch bridge train ride from, I think it's going from Kandy, you can see here, from Ella to Kandy. And yeah, gives you beautiful sights. And you can also go hiking here. Sri Lanka is also famous for yoga retreats, so try that as well. And yeah, there's a lot to do. And you can also, for example, enjoy the rich wildlife. They have safaris as well, luscious green, a jungle forest. So make sure to really enjoy nature here. Regarding do's and don'ts, it's a Buddhist country. Remove your shoes and hats before entering religious sites, for example. Dress modestly, and especially at temples, cover shoulders and knees, same as in Bali. And also when you go to university, please respect the local culture. Again, common sense. Yeah, and I will, maybe one thing do not do, or what I see a lot of people doing when they visit temples, don't touch the Buddha statues. It's very disrespectful. Always read the signs and look what the other locals or how they are behaving. That's always a good indicator of what is okay and what is not okay. But I'm sure you will do fine. Yeah, and I want to leave enough time for all the questions, so I made this a little quicker now. Thank you so much for listening in, and here are some of our contact details. Please make sure to follow us on Instagram, for example. We always share student stories and whatnot. And if you have any questions now, reach out to info@Asia Exchange. Yeah, and also go to our website. Most of our questions will probably be answered there. And if not, again, just reach out to us. But I will stop sharing the presentation now and we'll go to the chat. Maybe we already have some questions here. No, just some compliments. Great. I really hope you enjoyed the presentation and we gave you some good information you can work with. But now please feel free to also ask more. Do you maybe know when we get the exam plan for the Wamadeva University? So this is a bit tricky. It always depends, but usually the exams are written in the last week of your semester abroad. So that's a good indicator. It will always happen during the last week, and then you have also midterm exams, but this will probably be announced during the first week of your semester abroad there, or of the first week of your stay. How to decide between Wamadeva and Udayana? I'll definitely recommend looking into the course list because there you will see what they're offering and what maybe suits you better. But from my personal experience and also what I can tell from our other students, Wamadeva is often chosen by our business students or students who maybe have a focus on sustainability and green tourism. while Udayana has a heavy focus on more like culture, religion, history, politics. Or at least that's how I made the decision, and that's also what I always recommend our students. But maybe, Lucia, you have also some comments on the course selection at Udayana, for example?
No, I think I also took the decision based on the courses. Yeah, as a priority because yeah, I'm studying international communication, so it kind of made sense, and they offer a lot of courses in politics as well, even master classes. So I took 2 master classes in international relations, I think, and intercultural communication, and I found that quite nice. And then at Bardeva, you don't have these courses. So yeah, I also had a friend at Bardeva, and she did business courses as well. So that's a difference, yeah. And I don't know if at the other universities you also have mandatory Indonesian, because I found that as a very good reason, because I wanted to learn Indonesian anyway. So getting graded for it.
Yeah. Do we have to write a letter of motivation for the application? No, not for all of them, but please just check again on our website. You will find all required documents there. But actually for Indonesian universities, it's pretty easy and really just a handful of documents you need, easy to get. I want to go to Udayana University and wonder if there are excursions there, like with a study in Bali. Yes, so during my semester abroad, for example, they gave us the opportunity to go to Sulawesi, and I joined that group, and we went for like 2 weeks during semester break. That was a really, really cool experience because we went to cities in Sulawesi that I would have never probably visited myself. It was a lot of or they also offered a lot of like excursions or yeah, just activities during your leisure time. So that was pretty cool. For example, like rafting, or then we had the opportunity to visit an orphanage. It's called Seed of Hopes. That was also very, very interesting, in my opinion, to also see a different side of Bali. Yeah. Lucia, do you have any insights from your semester abroad?
Yeah, well, we did the Mamba tour, what you were also talking about. That was quite fun. I signed up for it, and we were picked up at midnight in the homestay, and went up for sunrise. And we did actually the whole climb, the whole hike. It was quite exhausting, but so worth it. The view was incredible, and they have quite some excursions. Yeah, also to see the blue fire, I think. I didn't go to that, unfortunately, because I went for the semester break to Australia. That's also something that I wanted to say related to the exams, because it's good to, I mean, they're usually quite chill with that. So if you have travel plans or something, you want to visit a friend, you can always reach out to the university. I did it way too late, but I booked my flight, but maybe you can make it a bit earlier. But I was allowed to write all my exams from Byron Bay. So I just wrote them from there online. So there's definitely some flexibility at the universities, just to make sure that you're aware of that.
Yes. And is there an upper age limit? No, we do not have an upper age limit. You need to be 18. But yeah, you can be 100 years old, doesn't matter. Come and join us in Bali. And from next question, and from like the lifestyle and socializing location. So everything except the academical part, which one is better, Udayana or Wamadewa? That's really tough. That is really tough. So I have to say maybe one big difference is that with Udayana University, you're at the international campus, you're in Jimbaran, and you will study there with mainly other international students. And I just had like a few classes where I was with local students. So if this is important to you to also interact more with locals, then maybe Wamadewa would be a better choice because you're on campus there with the Indonesian students. but other than that, of course, for me, like a big thing also was just the location. I enjoyed the south way more. They have the more beautiful beaches. And so because I was staying at Udayana or in Jimbaran, after class, I had a quick or short ride to the beach. That was really nice. And yeah, but other than that, it's pretty much, yeah, no, I think either one is really nicely located. Really depends what you prefer. Because for me, for example, staying down in Jimbaran meant that I would not, or that it was a pretty long way to go to the trendy parts of Bali, like Canggu or Seminyak, or even partying in Kuta, you know, when you wanted to go out during nighttime, then driving back in the middle of the night. That can be quite tough. But then again, in the south, Uluwatu, they have some really nice beach parties and clubs and bars there as well, so you will be fine. But Lucia, do you have any other tips here or a different opinion?
Yeah, I remember it was quite hard to connect with the locals, but we did it right in the beginning when we saw some at the at the campus. We were like, we have to do something, or it's definitely harder, but it's not impossible. You can just because they're still on the campus. It's just that we're not in the classes. That's a bit sad at Udayana that you're really separated. So you are one class with just international students, but they're at the campus, so don't be shy to also reach out to them because they were quite nice, and we learned some Indonesian also with them, and they were quite fun. Yeah, what else did you? That was the question, right? The difference between, but I don't know. No, I for me it was just the courses, I think. But yeah.
Yeah, I would also definitely make it dependent on the course selection. Because yeah, location wise, really it's more like where you're staying, like housing wise. But yeah, big difference, of course, definitely. Being in touch with the locals in Wamadeva, I guess, would be easier. But this year had a good example against that.
But maybe the traffic is a thing.
Ah,
For me, it was super annoying because Udayana also has a campus in Denpasar, and sometimes you had to go there before an excursion or for the official ceremonies and stuff like that. And that was always, yeah, a bit annoying for me because the traffic in Denpasar is horrible. There's a lot of traffic, so definitely calculate more hours as well to go there or more time. But imagining going there every day, I don't know. For me, that is also an argument that I chose Uluwatu because the traffic there is way better and it's more chill.
yeah, I agree totally. Are there any other questions? We have 6 more minutes. If there are no more questions, maybe Lucia, you could tell us a bit about your daily life in Bali. What did you enjoy doing during your free time or even on days where you had class? What did you do? How did you spend your time there?
I learned in Bali that you can't really plan anything, which was amazing for me. I knew it from Costa Rica already. I had to learn that um, it's everyone is going to be late. But in Bali, it was kind of similar. You can't really predict what will happen. One time we went to Ubud and it started raining as crazy, and it went on for 3 hours. So we just had to go to a little cafe and watch the rain and have a coffee on the way to go there. But we had no plans, so that was good, just to find an accommodation for the night. Um, but it is quite hard to plan anything. You also don't know if people show up or whatever. So the only thing I planned was to see the sunset every day. And sometimes it was hard, but I really made sure that I kind of made it every day because it's beautiful. So that was every day on my list. And I only had classes 2 days, I think. So yeah, I woke up pretty early. I had a really a big morning routine, always did sports before because in Uluwatu I lived super close to uni, so it just took me 10 minutes with a scooter. I met friends from uni to explore all these nice cafes. Went a lot of went to a lot of parties, a lot of beach parties, as you said. Um, Also, there's a big community in Uluwatu of surfers and yoga people, and when you live there, you really get into that more and more. So for me, it was unfortunately only the last months or something, but yeah, doing yoga, I loved it. There are a lot of places as well to do yoga or gyms. Yeah, my everyday, but every day was also different because there's so much to do. But sometimes you just also go to the beach. I went a lot of times just myself. I embrace it so much. I went alone in Sanur to a museum to watch the arts, Balinese arts. Went alone for dinners sometimes, also with friends. But I really used the time in Bali to uh, have a lot of me time and discover myself, who I am. I used it for that. And I would recommend, yeah, because it's a very quiet spiritual place, so it gives you a lot of time to do that. Yeah.
Funnily enough, it was quite the same for me. I also made sure every day to watch the sunset. That's really something you can't get enough of it. And you mentioned one thing, the season. So be aware that Indonesia has a rainy season, and during the fall semester, you will most likely experience the rainy season. There is a lot of rain at once, just coming down, showering you, and it's unexpected. Like, you can't predict when it will happen. And I remember during my semester abroad, at some point I was just kind of fed up with all the rain and got tired of it. But after rain, there will always be sun. Remember that. But if you're really looking for the best time to go abroad, I would actually recommend going during the spring semester if you want to avoid the rainy season. However, some people really enjoyed it, getting a shower every now and then because it is really, really hot there. So I think there are no more questions, and yeah, we just have 2 minutes left, so it's pretty good timing here. Should you have some more questions that are popping up after you listen to this webinar now, or when you watch the recording, we will send around, and just reach out to us. You have our contacts now, and you will also find it then in the recording. And yeah, I hope to see you all either in Bali or Sri Lanka, and I hope you have an amazing time because I did. It was the best thing about my whole academic experience. So I highly recommend everyone to just go study abroad. And it's even cooler if you choose a really unique destination like Bali or like Sri Lanka. And I think, Lucia, you would agree.
Yeah, and I'm now so inspired actually after the presentation to go to Sri Lanka
Yeah.
because a friend just been
It
for
was-
a month and
yeah.
she just came back. She was like, yeah, I went with elephants. I was driving my scooter beside an elephant 1 meter away. And now I hear this presentation. I feel like it's a sign for me. I should go as well.
Other discount
Oh,
codes get set in the invite. Sorry, one more question that popped up now.
yeah, yeah.
I'm actually not sure. I would have to, or if there are, then our marketing team will also include it in the email you will receive after listening to this webinar. And please be a bit patient. It could take like two days or maybe beginning of next week that you will receive the email with the recording. Okay, but with that being said, I would now say goodbye and big thank you to you, Lucia, for being here with me and answering all the questions. You gave some really amazing insights and helpful tips to our audience. And yeah.
Of course. I really enjoyed it. I love it. I'm always here for
Yes, and
to give back. Yeah.
also to our interested people here, please reach out to Lucia directly if you're interested. She is our ambassador and she's doing an amazing job consulting our students and sharing her own experience. Yeah. All right. And have a good evening, day, whatever time it is where you're sitting, and hope to hear from you all soon.
Yes.
Bye bye.
Have a good day. Bye.